Imagine a global money laundering operation so fast, so efficient that major drug cartels now rely on it for their survivals. We are talking about transactions worth millions, sometimes moved in under 24 hours, bypassing all traditional banking and regulatory systems. This isn't science fiction, it's happening now, powered by China organized crime networks exploiting strict capital controls. The Chinese triads and underground brokers have nearly taken over the global money laundering business, and in this video we are going to break down the mirror transfer systems that enables it and show how rich Chinese citizens wanting Vancouver real estate, for example, are now inadvertently tied into Mexican fentanyl deals. So stay tuned as you will see China organized crime in action across continents. So let's jump right into today's video. Welcome back to FinCrime Agent, the channel dedicated to demystifying financial crime, money laundering and compliance. I'm Marco, your host, and today we dive into a remarkably sophisticated loop created by China organized crime networks that links North America, China and Mexico. We show you exactly how these networks operate, how cartels use them and why compliance professionals must understand this specific system. To understand the system, we firstly need the demand side in China. Why do wealthy Chinese seek illicit channels? Because of capital controls. As a Chinese citizen, your ability to move money abroad is capped roughly around $50,000 per year, or the RMB equivalent. This limit drives extreme demand for underground services in order to move larger sums. Meanwhile, declining performance in China's real estate and stock markets, plus the fear of government asset seizures, push elites to convert their wealth overseas. This demand forms the financial backbone upon which China organized crime networks build vast money laundering systems. The clever solution used by these underground banks is called a mirror transfer, or also known sometimes as mirror swap. What makes it powerful is that at no point does money cross international borders, and here is how a China organized crime mirror transfer works. Deposit in China. A rich Chinese client deposits a large amount of RMB into an illicit local underground bank or a broker. The confirmation is internal. The broker's China contact confirms the deposit to a counterparty that is abroad, let's say in the US. Then you have the payout, let's say in the US. That overseas contact pays out the equivalent amount in US dollars to the client trusted agents, minus some commissions, of course. So the USD never left the US and the RMB never left China, so no cross-border of wires took place. So this makes the bank and law enforcement extremely difficult in those scenarios. And this is the engine behind how China organized crime network managed to launder massive flows. Now let's connect that system to the cartel world. A China organized crime network is the perfect partner for drug gangs that need fast, large-scale laundering. A possible flow may look exactly like this. A US gang sells fentanyl, let's say it collects $1 million in cash. The gang forwards this to its Mexican cartel controller, the client. The cartel hires a China organized crime broker in Mexico, and that broker triggers the corresponding mirror transfer in the US. A US contact collects the $1 million in US dollars, and the broker in Mexico pays the cartel the equivalent in pesos. As you can understand, this system is much faster, safer, and with a lower risk than physically smuggling bulk amounts of cash across borders. And the turnaround can be in 24 hours, sometimes even less, depending how fast they can act. In effect, China organized crime networks becomes the financial plumbing of the drug cartel and trade. You may be asking, if USD never leaves the US and pesos never leaves Mexico, where do the pesos come from to pay the cartels? This is where the system gets very ingenious. The China organized crime groups use the collected yuan from Chinese clients to buy cheap consumer goods in China: shoes, clothes, masks, electronics, etc. They then export these into Mexico, often via friendly import channels. Locally, they sell these goods in cash-only market, shops or street stalls that they control, and the cash that they generate becomes the pesos that they use to pay the cartels. And this is how they close the loop. Chinese clients get dollars, they triad profits, and the cartel receive Launder local currency. And some brokers keep in mind that they can mobilize 10 to 20 million in one day notice through this specific method. The sophistication of schemes like the mirror transfer demonstrate the constant evolution of global financial crime. For those of us working in compliance, risk and law enforcement, understanding this specific structure is no longer negotiable. And if you are serious about building a successful career in this field of financial crime prevention, I highly recommend checking out my FinCrime Career Accelerator course. This course provides you with foundational knowledge and the practical strategies that you need to tackle complex issues just like the one we discussed today, and position yourself then as a leader in financial crime prevention. The link to watch for free my video with all the info about the course is waiting for you, and you will find it right down below in the description of this video. This story of Chinese capital flight entangled with global drug trade teaches us a vital lesson, which is that criminal networks will connect whenever and wherever there is an unbalanced demand. China organized crime networks shows that when capital is trapped in one place, illicit actors build plumbing in order to move it, and in doing so they become an integral part to drug traffickers as well. So what element surprised you the most, the mirror transfer logic or the trade loop that closes this cycle? Let me know in the comment of this video, and if you find this breakdown helpful, please like and subscribe to FinCrime Agent for more deep dives, and share with a colleague that may be interested in this type of content. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.